Someday you're gonna be crying. Yeah, you've been laughing pretty, baby. Someday you're gonna be crying. Further on up the road, you'll find out I wasn't lying. Further on up the road, someone's gonna hurt you like you hurt me. Further on up the road, someone's gonna hurt you like you hurt me. Further on up the road, darling, just you wait and see. Work's done and the weekend's here. I'm up at dawn, gotta make it clear. The hunt is on, I'm feeling that fire. Got FOMO bad and I'm down to the wire. Rolling out in the morning light, chasing that beast that's out of sight. Got my spot all picked out right, gonna score that bottle tonight. Oh, but the whiskey tubers got there first, left me standing feeling cursed. No JD, no Wild Turkey's best, no Russell's 15 left on the shelf. Guess I'll see if I like the rest. Charlie, Jeff, and Rob SS, sipping up all the liquid joy. Cast 529, got the last sweet sip. Guess I need to learn to double click and hit scribe quick. Walk in the store, see a big guy there. I asked, did you score? What did you say?
I could reach out. That could be one of our things we do. You know, we're talking about doing these commercials or these ads or these videos for these different products. I can reach out to a manufacturer that makes the bidet, get one, and you do the video. And sit there and go, oh. I'm riding the bike and going
with the glitter in my hand and burning.
No doubt that.
All right, no, hold on, Torp. It does not say who is in my ass. Oh my God, it does. If you separate it, that says who's in my ass.
In my ass.
Oh shit.
Who in my ass?
My systems. I'm starting to become immune to fresh. This doesn't even bother me anymore.
That's right.
Oh.
I'm like, that smells pretty good. Can they not hear us?
All right. So we've been talking, you and I have been talking to each other for the last 10 minutes, and we've been on freaking mute. Hey, Brian calling me. Hold on, I'm going to take this. Nope. Oh, my God.
All right. Well, let's just start that all over.
I don't even know what I said anymore.
Yeah, we were all ready. We were prepared for 20 minutes. And what are we forgetting? Oh, take it off mute. Sorry, guys.
Oh, my God. We could have won the whole show.
You guys say you like us when we do it mute.
Lisa,
so,
you have no idea. I know you're in the background. We went, what, a half an hour on a show one time?
with no audio.
With no audio.
Yeah.
And some people think that's the best show we've ever done.
Yeah.
Because they were sitting there and they were having just the time of their life in the chat.
Yeah.
It's almost like they were ad-libbing.
Yeah. Yeah, it was great.
Oh,
yeah, it was fantastic.
What?
But
all right. Well, hold on real quick. I said hello to half the people in the room and they didn't even hear it. So real quick, I'm gonna go super fast. Tom Black.
it's a shit show, people.
I've already said it.
That's what you tune in for, right?
So Tom Black, Patrick Ledoux, Torp, Dave, Lips Service Crew, Torp, John Shank, Tammy Adams, Silly Yorkie, Crappy Cat, Michael Bortner, Cats 529. I cannot believe we did this. Keith Miller, cheers, buddy. Thanks for coming on. I'm sorry, I'm going to zip through this stuff because
Michael Bortner, did you get Michael?
Mr. Bortner, Rob, SS Supervisor, thank you, buddy, for coming on. Dave B. Now I see the chat where it says the audio is not on.
Patrick Littledew. Tommy.
Yeah, every week.
Yeah. We got
Tom. We don't do this on purpose. I swear to God, we do not do this on purpose. It's just the way we are. John Nagabo.
You got control.
You're right. I was bragging. You guys didn't hear this earlier before. Well, we were just me and him. You guys weren't listening. Well, not listening, but you could hear us. We were bragging at how prepared we were tonight.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. We were 20, 30 minutes ready ahead, and we were walking around going, what do we got to do? Why are we ready? And now we know.
And we were bragging how good we were tonight. JDB, good Lord. Thanks for coming on. I'm sorry, I have to zip through this real quick. Just
John
to get caught up.
Welcome.
Yeah, Silly Yorkie. David B. Yes, he's playing with the dongle again. Shauna, thanks for coming on again. As usual. Matt B, thank you. The audio is eluding. Yes, I don't know. We don't do it on purpose. I promise you, we were that dumb. All right. Well, yeah, right. Gary McDonald. Hey, we met Gary too.
We did. Yes, we did. Where did we meet him?
We met at
because they didn't.
We sat there and talked about the Thinking Catch 529 for the meetup last Saturday. They didn't hear a word that we just said. So I got to meet Gary, a really cool guy among other people that we met. But it was a great time Saturday.
Husky Dog was there. He was able to make it, and everybody signed the bottle for him, which was great.
That was a great moment.
Yep.
Yes, Bortner, do they think they're alive? I don't know. Sometimes I don't think we're live now. So
Clayton Buchanan, that's a new name.
So Dave, I did read the chat, but it's just we're like way behind on chat just because we get busy talking. So I swear to God, Wilmington Piper. Cheers, David B. Cheers. We got we're getting your sample sent out. What?
Well, we haven't poured it yet.
Right, but we will.
Yeah. The one that somebody.
So here's what we figured out the other day. David B won 4 samples, including George T. Stagg. I don't know, about a month ago. And then we figured out through conversations with David B that David Tanko got those samples.
Right.
And David B never got his. So now we have to duplicate winnings.
Yeah. It's not the first time.
Yeah, it's kind of like when we do Keith. Oh my goodness. All right, good. Jenny B, yes, we said hello to you. And thank you for the samples. We get time. We're gonna try those Colorado whiskeys for you tonight and give you our opinion. Hey, look at that. Miss Mabry. Yes, thank you for joining our chat. This is like this every week, I swear to God. Alan Adams, cheers to you. Thanks for coming on. Hey. Is this the same Pat Clark I know? If it is, that's awesome. Cheers. Thanks for coming on. Zach. Thanks for coming on. Appreciate you coming on. All right. I think we're getting caught up here. Crappy Cat. Cat.
Cat.
Pikesville. Isn't that a rye? Oh, that is a rye.
Yeah.
That's very good. Thanks for coming on. I think we're getting to it. We have Tanko on here. We got David B. We got both Davids on here. I think we are getting to the end. All right, Jeff, you want to go over Chris Jenkins? Cheers. Thank you for coming on. Appreciate it.
All right.
Cheers. Thanks for coming on as well.
Yeah. What I was saying earlier,
Whiskey Bill.
You couldn't hear. Hey, Whiskey Bill. It was nice seeing you down there at.
I know that was fun.
At the New Riff as well.
I know.
But what I was saying earlier, we had Walter originally scheduled to come on the show tonight, and something has come up, and he's unable to make it. But we do have somebody just as good, if not better.
I can't wait to hear about Lisa's journey.
Yeah,
It's gonna be a lot of
Lisa
fun.
Wicker. She's now the director of Distilling, I think is the title.
Why are you asking?
I have to go back and look. I'm sorry, but
Yeah.
she's brand new to Whiskey Thief, and if anybody's ever been down to Whiskey Thief, you know how great of a place that is.
It's one of the best rides ever
If you
had.
haven't been, you might need to put it on your schedule to get down there, because it's a really nice place.
The experience is second to none.
It is, especially the later in the afternoon you go, and all
Oh,
the
yeah.
party and all the music and all the food trucks. And all
Yeah,
that
you play with the
stuff.
dog and everything.
Yeah,
So it's
and a
awesome.
cat too.
So, real quick, I don't even know we were live when I said this, so I'm going to say it again. Poker night is Monday at 8 p.m. We are going to first do a Google Meet, and then we're going to go over the rules and whatnot. We're going to see how bad this thing gets out of hand, but I think we're going to be okay.
Yeah.
And this is going to be a free play for any Patreon members. And the winner, Patreon, yes. The winner will get the recent barrel pick from Cast 529, the Wilderness Trail. They'll get this bottle, and is actually signed by Shauna and Brian. So it'd be kind of cool. So that'll be 8 p.m. on Monday night. Again, you have to be a paid patron. If you're interested, if somebody in chat could link our Patreon, that would be awesome.
Yeah.
In case someone wants to come in for the poker night on Monday. And if this is successful, which I think this is something that will be lasting, we have very special prizes for you down the road, to where we'll have some sort of an entry fee. But man, the bottle ratchets up as far as what you can win.
That's right, they can.
And I'll announce that on Monday through the Google Meets.
But and if you didn't hear the hashtag thief, you're going to get samples of Whiskey Thief from tonight, and we're throwing in a Redwood Empire.
Right, because we can.
Devil's Tower High Rye.
Yes.
We'll go into this as well. Also, the premium pour tonight, minimum $5 super chat gets you Old Stubborn and Old Swagger, along with the two high note New Riff Bourbon and Rye.
Correct.
For the premium pours tonight.
The 10-year bourbons.
The 10-year bourbons, right.
Again, I'll keep on saying it. I went back to it a few days later, and I'll keep on saying this. That Old Swagger, that 12-year,
Oh my gosh.
that's probably the best 100 proof bourbon I've ever had.
Yeah.
And I still say it even a week later.
Right. If you missed the show last week, we had Ed on.
That was fantastic
when he was releasing the Old Stubborn and Old Swagger.
Doesn't?
And I tell you what, that
was a perfect bourbon.
It is.
For 100 proof.
Yeah.
Now I've had better bourbons that aren't 100 proof. I was
Right.
saying for 100 proof, that's the best bourbon I think.
Yep, I think so.
All right, we got that out of the way. We'll talk about a barrel pick possibly after later on the show. And then also we think we have a date for Larrikin to go down there as well. We'll talk about that after this.
We had a date.
All right. Let's get somebody more important on. Let's get Lisa on, and let's see how much damage we could do. Lisa,
Lisa.
welcome. Oh, hold on, I got you on mute. Hold on. Good Lord.
Yeah.
Thanks for coming on. Appreciate it.
Oh, I'm excited and thrilled to be here. This is great. You got me in my work clothes, though. I literally left the distillery. I live in Bardstown, so it's a 50-minute drive. And needless to say, the music and the partying and the things were going on, right? So
Right. So what an awesome place to be, as far as you said you're from Bardstown. Why don't you tell everybody, and we'll get into Whiskey Thief in a moment. Why don't you tell everybody, obviously, who you are as far as your background and how you got to Whiskey Thief?
oh my gosh, I'm not going to go into all of it because it's long
Sure.
and boring. But
Okay.
yeah, I mean, you know, I in a nutshell, I was a commercial winemaker, farm winemaker, right? Moved to Kentucky to build a winery 15 years ago. Moved into distilling with Steve Beam at Limestone Branch. Was there 3 years. Moved and started distilling with Ted Huber from Starlight because I had known him for years from winemaking, right? And he started a grain distillery. Left that project when Drew Colesby, the master distiller for Willett, threw my name in the hat to build Preservation, and from some people that he had been working with for years. And so I built Preservation, went out on my own, and had 3 clients. My third client was the Sampson and Surrey portfolio, which had Widow Jane in it. It had Few Spirits, Bren, French malt. It had Philadelphia Blue Coat Gin, Mezcal Vago, Tequila Ocho, and I'm missing somebody in there. Like maybe that's it. And was vice president of distilling for all of those brands, and then they asked me to like not have any more of my consulting clients. And fortunately for me, Tom and Kim Bard were a set of my consulting clients, and now we've gotten to be really good friends of Bard Distillery in Muhlenberg County. And then so I ended up being in that portfolio, but I was spending all my time at Widow Jane, and it was a rocket ship, right? I started when it was about 2,400 cases. Heaven Hell owns it now. I'm not allowed to disclose that, maybe I know how many cases are selling now, but it was just crazy, right? I just got in there and cleaned things up and started and kept as much of the team that was existing at the time. And it was just a crazy project. I was on the road all the time. And my kids are grown. I have 3 grown kids that are all married and they have kids of their own. And, so, it was just, that was a nutty 6 years. I had an apartment in Brooklyn. I was still distilling back in Kentucky for the brand and growing corn in 3 states. So I was literally and as things were growing, it's like, hey, Lisa, can you speak in Denver? Can you be in LA? And so it was fun, but it was just insane. It was just insanity. And so when Heaven Hill purchased Widow Jane, I stayed on for 9 months. Heaven Hill was a dream. They were just absolute dream. But it was time for me to come back. And I'd been offered CEO of Alltech Beverage. Stayed there, close to a year. And we just had different philosophies, right? And so they're great people and I had a great team there, but just differences of, what ultimately where the goals were there. And so then I got hired away by Garrett County Distilling and got fired in a very high profile firing last year. And fortunately, somebody shoved me off the ship before it sank. So So unfortunately for them, they're, maybe the banks has already knocked at the door and the facility shut down, which is a tragedy because this team there, that men that were working with me and for me, we were pretty fabulous. And, just getting run by people that were not whiskey people. Right. So anyway, went back out on my own. I've been working around the country here and there. I've only been taking smaller projects and had some interesting things come to the table. It's like, oh, I've been too picky, or was I just gun shy after the firing? And I was at a whiskey summit in February, and I've known Walter Zausch's wife, Dana, for years. She's with Leckett and Farley. She's an architect, and they are an architecture and engineering firm out of Louisville. And so we met on the Widow Jane project. I met her years ago, right? It's Dana and I and a bunch of dudes at the table, and so I've always thought the world of her. And I actually remember her telling me that they had bought, it's like, my husband bought this distillery and and she was so excited. I think she told me at Bourbon Women. I can't remember if she called me. But I think it was at a Bourbon Women's Symposium that she told me, and she was like over the moon about it. And I really hadn't met Walter, and I met him, and we were just talking in generalities about some stuff, and we're sitting at a couple roundtable discussions for this summit, and he asked me to join him for dinner. It was part of the summit, but he's like, I'd really like for you to sit at my table tonight. I've got a couple of people that I'd like to introduce you to, and we just hit it off, and he said, what are you looking for? And I said, I like to fix things. I like to grow things. I like to grow projects. I like to work. So he called me, we talked for a few hours. One afternoon, I went up to the Nulu location where we have a tasting room there, and had me meet his COO, and so the last time that I went to out to Frankfurt to talk to them, we're sitting outside of one of the tables, and 2 of the employees come up, and they were just so comfortable around Jeff and Walter that it did, they introduced themselves and they sat down. It wasn't like, oh my gosh, the bosses are talking. I can't approach the table. And then a baby goat jumped in my lap. And like,
Yep.
I think I'm going to be working here, right? Yeah, this has got all the things, right? And it's, I don't, I've corrected myself a couple of times. I don't want to say it has potential because they've already hit some of their potential, right? It's more about the fact that the runway is open.
Right.
And the distilling team's fabulous. I know I've known Kelly Tennille for a long time, and I've thought the world of Kelly, not knowing that I was ever going to end up working with her, right? And we just hired Ben Eves. Ben was with the Kentucky Artisan, and had left there. And anyway, so Ben, because they're talking to me and they're like, yeah, we've got this resume from this Ben guy. I'm like, Ben Eves? Yeah. And so Ben's on the team now too. So it's like, I have the dream team, right?
Man.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then what a facility you all have, right?
Oh, it's incredible. Isn't it incredible? Yeah.
Right. So for people who haven't been down there, where exactly are you guys are at? I know where you guys are at, but tell the viewers exactly where you guys are at.
We're, just off of 64. We're at 151 crosses 64. So we're kind of, like down the road from Jeptha Creed and up the road from Wild Turkey and, kind of out there, but it's crazy because you've been on the property, but you get off, you're just under, I come up from the south, so I go underneath the interstate, right? And then the next thing you know, you're there, and then it's like you don't even know the interstate exists. It's crazy, you're in the middle of 127 rolling, beautiful Kentucky acres, right? And yeah, it's great. Yeah.
And your business model is pretty neat too. How you don't really have like a bottle shop, so to speak. You got barrels sitting on the ground, and everybody thieves out of them. I mean, that is genius, if you ask me. I mean, you come in, you pay the $30 or whatever it is if you want to take the tour or the tasting, and walk over and just thieve you right out of the barrel. I mean, that is fantastic.
It is fantastic. And, it's a Walter thing, right? Because he said he got in, fortunately for me, I've learned a lot, but he and I did a podcast together. Was it yesterday or the day before? So we're sitting next to each other and I'm just listening, like, learning as I go for some of the story. But he had been on a barrel pick and I just thought it was so fascinating. But, you didn't, it was kind of a thing. You had to be on the inner circle somewhere. And anyway, so he's like, I think everybody gets so excited about this that, I need to offer this, right? When he took over. Yeah. And also I believe that Ross was doing it maybe before. And that's a part that I need to get straightened out for sure.
I think what's fascinating was great is we paid, what was it, $30?
It was like $30. Yeah.
And we just drink the crap out of those barrels. Right. And then you come to a favorite bottle, which I did.
Yeah.
We actually have a video on it. It's on our channel. It's a short. Okay. And I think I might have cost you guys some money because I think half the stuff went on the floor. And
we pay the taxes on all of it, so
But it turned out to be one of the better rides, honest to God, I've ever had. And so now I'm sipping it slowly because I just know that once it's gone, it's gone. And not until maybe we go back down there, can I pick another rye out? But it was fan freaking tastic. I loved it a lot. It was great. And then so you guys got different size bottles. Choose whatever barrels you want.
375 and then the 750.
Yeah.
And then you get you sample what we find what you like, and then you can leave your whole bottle. And it's like going on your own personal barrel pick is what it is.
It really is.
I mean, because most of the time you get 4 or 5 barrels and you figure out which one you want.
Sure.
Usually you have to pay a lot more for a lot more bottles, but it's neat how you can just pick the one and go. There's only one other place that I know that does that, and that's Pursuit United. They're the only ones I know that have that kind of a program.
Yeah.
But
no, it's fantastic.
But the atmosphere there, like I said, especially later in the afternoon when you got the bands are playing, you got the food truck, out there, just the goats running around, the dogs, the cat.
Oh yeah, you know.
Yeah, it's just a great atmosphere.
You actually just want to stay there all day. Honest to God, you're good. Like you're set.
Yeah.
So I'm sure you feel the same way. But man, Whiskey Thief is one of my favorites. That's out there. It's a different kind of place to go because a lot of them are kind of the same thing over and over again, which is fine. I get all that. But what you guys got going on is pretty freaking awesome. So
Now, the history of the distillery itself was it used to be three boys distilling. Okay,
It was Walter said it was originally Whiskey Thief, and then Ross turned it to Three Boys. And so actually Three Boys was a DBA, right? So Walter took it back to the very original name of Whiskey Thief.
okay,
all right, very good.
right.
So I know you sent us some samples. When we break into those.
Yeah. And I'm going to shout out to Walker Hines. Thank you, dear. I appreciate that very much. He had a nice comment on there. Thank you.
Yeah, he sure did. As far as especially your time at Widow Jane, you know, so you were basically the person in charge of the Vault series. Is that correct?
I did all the blends until I left there. I trained the team that was, you know, when I knew in my head that I was leaving there, right? And they're still in place. The 3 people that I trained to take over for me. But I did the first 950 blends or something at Widow Jane. I did all of them. So,
Jeez. Well, I guess
what a resume.
And this is what you guys at home are not going to be able to see this, but there's char in the bottom of this bottle,
Which I love.
to show that, I mean, it's thieved right out. So this one, I guess we'll start low to high on the proofs, unless you have another way to go.
So because I took over from Walter, our lovely employee, Will, is like, Lisa, here's the bag. And I ran into the house. I grabbed some pecans, made sure they weren't in my teeth before I sat down, right? So I usually am a little more prepared for these things than I
Oh, no, you're fine.
So we can absolutely go from lower to high proof. And I don't even know what I'm looking at here. So
why don't you tell folks at home what we're trying on those?
Well, what we've got, we have 2 bourbons. They're 2 different barrels, 2 different proofs. Let's see. They were all thieved on May 27th of this year. I've got a 119.2 proof and a 118.6 proof. And then we have a rye at 134.6 proof. So whichever you tell me, whichever way you want to go, we can go low to high.
We'll definitely go low to high. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
Thanks,
the 118.6.
come see us. Yeah.
All right, let's do it. Let's give it a shot.
Thank you for letting us change up the last minute too. It's much appreciated.
Oh, hey, it's no problem. Believe me, that was easy to deal with. Sometimes we would deal with our own selves.
Yeah, no
Fall
kidding.
down low. We just try to do what we want to do.
We're lucky we're even on right now.
Yeah, Clayton, tell my old crew I said hi. I still see them because now that Heaven Hill owns them, you know, that like the production team and stuff will come out. So, you know, I still catch an occasional drink with them, and, you know, Michelle, who's director of operations and things, we catch up about our families and kids and stuff too. So
Yeah. Wow.
Sorry, what are we trying here?
So this is the bourbon. This is 118.6. I do. I've got, it's a 5-year barrel B4. It's got 64% corn, 21% rye, 15%. I assume that's malted barley.
uh-huh.
So am I to assume once this is gone, it's gone?
Mm-hmm.
This barrel.
Yeah.
So it's basically single barrels, right?
Yeah, it's going to be a challenging, which I loved. Don't get me wrong. I love a good challenge. It's going to be a challenging, they're doing everything so right. I don't want anything to change. I don't want people to walk in and go, oh my gosh, like walk in the distillery. I don't recognize it anymore. And, Walter's true to that vision, and I love that part of it because, I've been able to, it happened either with my influence or someone else's influence, even when I started at Limestone Branch, and you go down there now and it's so spiffed up, but it's still basically the same distillery it was when I was distilling there, right? And Ted Huber's done the same thing where he's got, he's added a lot more equipment, but it's such an approachable distillery, right? So I'm thrilled to death to be able to keep it, in hand.
And I guess the one thing I think that's great about your guys' place is the fact that it turns over, right? As far as whiskey, that you basically can keep on going and get a new experience every single time you go there.
Yeah. And if you don't like something, next time you might like something a little bit better, right?
Right. Yeah, that's what I was going to say. You will probably struggle with consistency down the road.
Yeah.
But still.
But that's their niche, though.
But that's right. So I was saying that's kind of your niche with it because you get something different every time. You're not walking in and picking up the same bottle from, that's been, out of 2,500 different bottles sitting there. It's different every time. That's what I liked about it. I mean, I've been there, I think 3 times.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I went with you the first time, and I thought that was the greatest place on earth.
Yeah.
I love the fact that it can just turn over every single time you go. It's gonna be different. I highly recommend it.
For me too, standing back right now and watching faces, right? Because I had an event in Nulu on. Well, I went to work on compliance too at Nulu on Tuesday, and it's just so much fun. You're sitting back and just kind of like watching people experience it. For so many people, it's the first time they've ever had whiskey thieved out of the barrel. Thank you, David. You got some kind people.
Oh, well, I mean, they know you, right? I mean, this chat knows their thing, and they love Whiskey Thief, and so
yeah. But like I said, I've been, and so Saturday, I've been there a full 2 weeks and a half.
Nice. Way to work you into this, right? We just throw you into the fire, and then let's see what happens.
I like baptism by fire. I've had it.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah, but Walter's like, hey, why don't you come out on? I said, we were just talking about. I said, well, I'm coming out on a Saturday afternoon because I would just, I want to see what's going on. And so he texted me. He's like, are you still coming out? I'm like, yeah, I'm just a few minutes down the road. And Amsi that I've known for a long time out of Frankfurt, he's there with a bag of bottles, and Ben Eves, our newest hire, was there with his wife, and I hadn't met her before, and it's Walter, and it was just so lovely, right? Taking in all the people, and they were all having such a good time, and it was just lovely. The music, well, one thing I really appreciate about Walter, because I'm also a huge, music person, right? And so I love all the live music. He's got live music happening in Nulu and, out at the farm too. So it's never going to be well.
What is his relationship with Nulu? I mean, is it like is it a partnership? Is it something he owns? Or it's kind of strange. In a nutshell, last year, this friend of his had this property and was taking a business out of it and said, hey, you might be interested in this. And they literally got in there. Dana told me they literally got in there in 10 weeks. And she told me this before I ever knew I was going to be working with her, right? We're like at something, I can't remember. And there was a reception there. And she's like, Lisa, we turned this place around in 10 weeks. And it's charming. There's a live music stage, there's tables and chairs, there's the buy barrels for people to thief from, a little gift shop, a phenomenal bar, right? And the one thing too I really appreciate is we're really well staffed, and we're so hospitality focused. We've got over 50 employees.
Oh wow.
Yeah, you look at it, and a lot of them are seasonal and part-time because of the type of business it is, but a lot of us are like permanent employees. So I every day I'm at that place where I'm just learning something every 5 minutes, but everyone's happy. I mean, it's just great. It's like hard not to be happy when you got goats and whiskey and
yeah, no kidding, right? Who would have thought that that's where you'd be at nowadays? Now you reach the pinnacle. We can have.
I feel like I've reached the pinnacle. It's really funny. People are like, you just, you were distilling back here in Kentucky at these places, and you got kind of, it's getting bigger and bigger. And I'm like, you have no idea. I'm so happy to put my steel toe boots on every day and my blue jeans, and like, let's just get to work, right? And we got cleaning day Monday, so it's every day, the whole distilling team and production team were, to clean everything down. I just like to get recalibrated that way, and so, but also it's part of the discussions and like, what are we going to do? How are we planning on doing this? And, where can we tighten some things up? And, so I'm really excited to spend that many hours with my team on Monday. I don't know if they're as excited to spend it with me, but I'm excited to spend it with them. So
how often, I guess it all depends on how quick you go through the barrels, I'd imagine. How often do you guys cycle through barrels?
It's completely dependent on the net, but it's rather quick. I mean, right now, I was sitting down with Derek, the head distiller today. It's like, whoa, okay, right? Like,
are we talking like every other month, or as far as much faster? Okay.
Wow.
So like if I came down this month, it'd be different maybe in the next month or so.
Yeah, especially I think with high tourist season, it's going to be that way.
Yeah, because you got.
I'm still learning too. Yeah.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, they got like 2 stations, I guess, set up because there was one time we went. There was the 5 that were over by the.
Oh yeah, they had a
back
few. They had
door,
a couple.
and
Yeah,
on the other side,
Yeah.
there's another 5 barrels.
Yeah.
So alternate back and forth, I assume. But
Yeah.
yeah,
I would imagine both of them are probably open on the weekends. And,
Yeah, and
and like high
technically-
season now.
I
'Cause
would
we came
assume,
on like a Tuesday.
yeah,
And technically with Nulu, we got 3 stations, right? You know, just
yeah, that's right. I didn't see. You don't have Nulu at the distillery, do you? It's just a Whiskey Thief there. I didn't see Nulu.
Yeah, well, it's new. It's Whiskey Thief Nulu, and
Okay.
yeah, then that end of Louisville is called the nickname of that part. So we're right off the alley with Heaven's Store. Visitor Experience is right behind
Okay.
us. We're on Billy Goat Store. We're right off of Market Street. There's some many fabulous restaurants and
Interesting.
Yeah.
hang there.
So this first one, I mean, these are no surprises to me, and I say that in the kindest way because of the fact that they're good, right? So nothing is surprising me.
Right.
This is a sweet bourbon.
Mhm.
You know, I hate to go too much in detail only because, you know, by the time anybody wants to go get it, it's going to be a new barrel. And that's the whole point. That's what I love about the whole process. But no, very, very good. I think that's a word for
It was
me.
a good one.
Yeah,
So-
we've had a lot of candy bombs, and it's really interesting because I'm like, okay, is this a Whiskey Thief trend, right? You know, or is
It's
this?
funny you say that because that's what I wrote down on my piece of paper.
Yeah.
Yeah, I wrote down super sweet candy. So very good that you picked that out. Like it's sweeter than most that I can remember, especially the back mid palate and the finish. No, very good though.
Yeah. Okay.
What do we have
So
next?
this one is just a little bit higher on the proof at 119.2. It is also a 5-year. It is an 80% corn, 10% rye, 10% malted barley.
Okay, so my corn.
So it'll be it's going to be a candy bomb too.
Smells like wine.
Boy, it does.
Yeah, it's fun for me because I don't know these whiskeys either, right? With the turnover, it's not like where, you know, like in my head, I'm like, oh yeah, this is what I'm looking for. Or da, 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 da. Oh, I don't know.
Yeah.
I get to learn along with you guys. Yeah.
No, that's a sweet again. And maybe that's the theme. I'm not sure about what you said, but it is a super sweet bourbon.
Yeah, this one's also got a bunch of char in it, but yeah, they are, I guess, about the same color. I was gonna say the first one looked a little bit darker.
Mine are char free. Wonder if they did that because I'd say something or not. I don't know.
I kind of like the char in it, quite frankly. I think it gives
Yeah, Widow Jane, we actually had a little bit of char. Sometimes,
Oh, really?
Yeah, Limestone Branch. Once in a while, we'd have a little bit in there too. But
Yeah, you got a bigger bottle than we do.
Wow.
I don't think so. I think I just hold it up to the.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
All
okay,
right.
yeah. No, these are fantastic. So for you at home and are watching, Jeff already poured samples. And actually, we'll go ahead and give it away now that you did 2 of them. Didn't you?
Yeah.
So Jeff did 2 sets of samples that you guys, what we're trying tonight at home, you guys will have a chance to win by doing #Thief.
The first one though will also get a T-shirt.
Oh yes, you guys sent us a T-shirt.
Yeah,
it's large.
So it's a large T-shirt. Yep.
Yes. So
I should enter because I'm still wearing my Saints and Monsters consultant stuff. So
oh well, there you go. Yes, you get the #Thief.
it's not on Whiskey Thief. It's definitely on me. It's
Okay. No, you're fine. You're definitely fine.
Yeah, they're like, at least you got to go get some shirts. Like, okay.
No, very good. This is a very good bourbon indeed.
This is a good one too. This
And again, I think we're talking about the bourbons and all that kind of stuff. I think it's more about what we're talking about as far as Whiskey Thief in general, as
right.
far as the experience that they give you.
Right. Yeah, I mean, it's kind of like come for the experience, stay for the whiskey kind of thing.
What
It's
are you,
kind
commercial?
No, I'm just, usually people say, come for the whiskey and hang out for a while. But this place, you can come down there, you can hang out, have a good time, and drink some whiskey.
Yeah, of course.
I've been turning the side picnic tables when we're not too busy, like underneath the overhang into my office. It's been great. I have the most beautiful view. It's insane. Yeah.
Oh man.
Yeah.
I already drank it.
This one has even though it's like a 1 point different on proof, it does got a little bit more of a bite on it.
Yes, it does.
It certainly does. It's
Yeah,
really-
but that's the high corn too. So
Yeah. Let me reverse interview you. Where are you guys? Yeah.
So we are north of Cincinnati, Ohio.
Oh,
in a place called Lebanon, Ohio, near Kings Island. It's an amusement park.
I know Lebanon very well, actually.
Oh, really?
When my kids were growing up for 2 years, we lived in Westchester.
Oh,
Yeah.
nice. Yes.
Yeah, I know Lebanon. I sure
Okay,
do.
yeah. So that's kind of where we originate from. So,
Okay.
we're not too far from the epicenter of whiskey. So it's nice to, drive 30 minutes to New Riff or drive 2 hours and go to the heart of it all.
Right.
And believe it or not, Ohio, they're catching up on some whiskey too. And
There's roughly, I think, 40 distilleries now in Ohio.
yeah, so Indiana's got a pretty good one. Hard Truth is out there, so
Starlight.
we're right in the middle of things to where it's a nice weekend drive.
Hard Truth is literally down the road from where I started making wine at Brown County.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I know Brian. He's awesome. I think he's wonderful. He's insanely talented. But yeah, it's the old stomping ground for sure.
Yeah, and then there's there's a few states. Pennsylvania is just now starting to kind of come on. Really, I mean, there's
one thing of Pennsylvania though. I think of their rise.
The rye, yeah.
Right.
They got we just had on Liberty Pole a few weeks ago, and he's got a Monongahela rye. He's got a smoky rye that he's just now released.
Oh, that's interesting.
Yeah. But yeah, we're kind of in the sweet spot here, I guess you'd say.
Yeah, and I wouldn't want to. I mean, obviously, living in Bardstown like yourself. I mean, geez, oh, peas. I mean, I would be so thankful for that. But it's not too bad living up here either.
Right.
Yeah, it's kind of crazy, because people say things like, "Do you know Denny Potter?" I'm like, it's Denny and I are on the same schedule. I look at my kitchen window in the morning. He's walking his dog down the alley, right? Yeah. And so there's this guy, and he's working on some film stuff, and we have a mutual friend, and he came to Bardstown, and we met, and he wanted to talk to me about some things. And so we're at the brewery that maybe my daughter and son-in-law own, but maybe not. And so we're sitting at an outside table, and Dave Mandel goes by, right? And it's like a whiskey house, and I'm like, "Hey, Dave." And through the fence, right? I'm like, "Hey, you need to meet Sean." And so and then after that, I had some samples for Mandel, actually, for a cool project that's tied into some stuff you were talking about, all right? And so I'm like, "Hey, these are for John Hargrove." I'm like, "Okay, these are for the." He's like, "Yeah, I'll come by and pick them up," And this guy's going, "Is it like this?" I like, "Yeah, it is." It is. I said, it's not like, it's just that we're all neighbors, right? And there's so many of us in the industry. Jim Beam, I have to be careful because I've learned not to let people know exactly where I live, because I've had a couple weird things happen. Like,
oh, really?
Yeah, a bunch of drunk guys on my front porch taking pictures and sending it to me when I'm in New York and things. But
wow, really?
Yeah. So I try to be careful, and but Jim Beam knows on the street. And anyway, there's a bunch of us here, so. And I feel so fortunate because, these guys are all rock stars, right? And when I get here, I just didn't have any clue how generous and helpful everyone was going to be, friendly, but not like distilling is the friendliest industry. It has to be the friendliest industry in the world. I always tell people, like, I can be mad at my brother, but the guy from down the street cannot be, because like, like I can be mad at another person in the industry, but you better believe I'm going to like defend them to the death, if somebody else put on them, right? Yeah.
Right. No, you're exactly right.
Well, I mean, we say that all the time. I mean, the bourbon community people are just, everybody's fantastic. Everybody's, I haven't run into a bad person yet. It's just everybody's friendly. They're generous. They're willing to do whatever they can to help you out. And it's unlike anything I've ever seen.
Yeah, it's crazy. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. What do we got now?
Well, we're going to move on to the single barrel rye. This one is 134.6.
Oh,
yeah.
You're speaking my language.
Yeah. Just new.
Yeah, I was talking to some new bourbon drinkers from Oklahoma, and they were, obviously on the bourbon trail, and I was talking to them right before I left. And one of the guys is like, "Yeah, these high proofs." And I said, "Don't be in any hurry, but all of a sudden you're going to going." I said, "You're going to be a high proof hound, whether you want to be or not, if you stay out."
Yeah, right. I mean, it just, you just want those flavors, right? And that's what I look for. And we all do that. But I think nowadays is, we say it again every week, and I know ad nauseum, but our bourbon journey now at this point, I think this is where we'll settle is, craft distilleries, unique distilleries such as yourselves. I mean, that's where we're at. And we all did the legacy stuff. And that's how we get to this. We all have to journey through that in order to get where we're at now.
Right.
But I think that the fact that you guys can do unique things is what makes bourbon a lot of fun.
Yeah, I have a few legacy things on hand too.
Yeah. Yeah. Wow.
I'm still on the nose on this one.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Well, this is probably the richest caramel bourbon I've had in recent memory. This is I'm gonna just talk. I know caramel juice isn't a thing, but
yeah, it's a 6-year. It's a 95.5 rye.
Caramel butterscotch. Good God.
Yeah, it's been heavy. It's exactly right. I have had this one. I haven't tasted it yet, but
Crap.
and the thing for me, it's like, okay, because I've had a couple of the ryes and they're both caramel bombs, right? It's like sugar creme brulee. Like
this might be better than the freaking one I got.
Well, I like caramel juice. I like that.
Yeah, it is. It is caramel juice. That's what it is.
Yeah, yours is 125 proof.
Yeah, but the whole
it's a 6-year 95.5.
This is fantastic.
That's pretty tasty.
Oh, I didn't even notice this. Who wrote Bourbon and Ballz on there?
Oh, I did.
Oh, did you?
When I was doing, they let you make your own sticker.
Oh, okay.
You sit there, put the sticker on there and everything.
Man, that nose.
You tasted it yet?
Not yet.
Oh, sorry. Go ahead. Mid to back palate.
On the reverse interview, what are your day jobs?
Well,
you don't have to say. I'm just.
Let's just say I work for the government, and I'll leave it at that.
Yeah, and I'm a civil engineer. So
Oh, awesome! Oh, very cool. Very cool.
Yeah. So, but anyhow, so yeah.
Yeah, it's kind of like we don't want.
I didn't mean to
No, you're fine.
No.
You're fine.
your CIA cover or something.
Yeah, we don't want to give too much out either because you never know who. We got a lot of people we know on here, but there might be somebody watching we don't know.
Yeah, well, we will see.
Yeah, we'll see. Yeah,
And no one's shut up on front porch yet.
not yet.
Even though there's one person
There's
in
one.
chat, and you know who you are. We were on a Zoom call one day, and he likes to mess around with people. So you know how you got those backgrounds, and you can have any kind of background you want. That boy, or man, or MFer, he knew my address because I would send him samples. So I think he went on Google Meet. I think he went on Google Maps,
Google Earth.
and Google Earth, and he made his background my house, which was freaking hilarious. I thought it was I'm sitting there staring. I'm like, holy crap, that's my house. And then it was pretty funny. Like we know the guy, so he it's all in jest, but it was pretty damn funny. And but anyway, so
that's hilarious. I like a good joke, but I'd probably choke on that one. Just
yeah.
like, where are you? I yelled somebody.
Yeah.
Man, you're right.
That's a caramel.
That sure is.
Seriously.
Yes, heavy brown sugar, it's
really sweet, and you get that cinnamon red hot flavor, and then the warmness, the hug.
Man, that's fantastic. That might be better than the rye I had, or this rye.
That's blind them and see.
Oh, I can tell you right now, this is gonna be better. The finish on this is a lot better than that.
Yeah, I was gonna say the
because just the flavors.
Yeah.
Of course, I would tell everybody on chat, go out and buy one. Not going to do it. And who's to say that this barrels even existed even now down there?
Yeah. Now, do you guys have bottles on the shelves anywhere, or is it just strictly come in, thieve your own?
There's some on the shelves. Yeah.
Are there? Okay.
Oh, we're like retailers?
No, not outside of the distillery, but in Nulu there are.
Oh, okay. I didn't know that.
No, I said that, and they're there for display. I don't know. I'm really embarrassed. Well, I'm not embarrassed because I'm learning, but yeah.
But you know what? If it was in Ohio, I would grab it off the shelf.
Yeah.
I know that's not the way they operate, but
yeah, we're not in distribution, which is also pretty remarkable when the success that they're having, and they're not in distribution. And right now, I'm so grateful we're not in distribution because it's a little bit of upheaval there right now.
Okay.
A little bit, yeah.
Yeah, I've got some friends going through some hairy stuff, so it's not all bad.
Yeah, I was going to ask what your opinion on all that was, and where you think things are going to end up. You know,
As far as what the market
as
and
far
what
as the
we're going.
market, and
I-
you know,
I'm pretty opinionated about it. Excuse me, I'm going to drink a little bit of water. I call it a course correction. And last year, you know, it was to taking some smaller clients and things, and I was thinking at the time, like, you know, if I'm a permanent casualty, you know, the projects that were coming were not exactly a good match for me. And like, you know, even if I'm a casualty of all this, I don't hate it. Because if you love whiskey and you're making whiskey, the money's going to come, right? And maybe not, you know, on the plan that you want, but we're shedding off the people that were in it only for the money and
Yeah.
money. And so I don't hate seeing some of the vanity brands are permanent. They were real solid business plans, but I don't hate seeing some of the vanity brands go away. You know, whether there are people that, you know, that were actually subsidizing their each bottle that was going out on the shelf just so they could say they had a brand. And it was just about, you know, it wasn't making any sense for the longevity. I think they thought barrel prices were going to drop, and, you know, and those are getting shed. And I don't think it's all bad. And my mentor is a gentleman named Dave Sherrick, and Dave was Wild Turkey, Seagram's, and helped put Woodford Reserve back together. And you know, he's still working in the industry. He's got a couple of brands of his, you know, that he's representing and working with now. But, you know, when I first met him 15 years ago, I met him. I met the same night I met Steve Thompson. I met Dave Pickerel. And these guys are all, we were at a whiskey judging, and I had moved over from wine to whiskey and had a great opportunity, right? I'd been judging wine, but I had a great opportunity to jump right in. And when I was distilling for Steve Beam and start judging whiskeys, and you know, I'm meeting all these guys, right? So I'm intimidated. I'm standing up against the wall, like, you know, like trying to be quiet. And but afterwards, you know, we're all having some drinks and we're sitting around, and we're just belly laughing because they're telling these crazy stories when things were downturn in the 80s. You know, and like the fish farming, I don't know if you've heard the fish farming stories where they were trying to raise fish in the fermenters, and then the next thing you know, the project's getting out of hand, and then they hired a fish biologist, and then there was a magical night where the whole thing got bulldozed under, and you know, and through the telling these stories, and you know, you hear about, you know, Parker Bremen, Harvest Express trucking company, right? And these guys love whiskey so much, even when it wasn't selling, that they figured out ways to stay in whiskey. And I adore that. You're in, you know, and that, because I feel that way too. It's like, I got in there and there's the boom and stuff, and just like, yeah, this is, you know, like, it's just too good to be true. But I really appreciated all of that when that was all happening, but I don't hate seeing the course correction. Right. I don't hate it. I don't hate it. Like, you know, those of us that are still in boots to ground, you know, we're still doing our thing, you know, maybe we're not doing as much, but it's also given a chance to, like, you know, everybody's been on this crazy hamster wheel, right? Where it's just no time to slow down and stop. And so some of the people I've been working with clients, they finally had a breathing room where they're like, we need to reevaluate our team or in our equipment. And, you know, it gave them some breathing space, especially if they've already had a solid business plan and things are well for them. And there's, you know, and of course I've had some, you know, friends that it breaks my heart that, you know, their distilleries aren't making it. And, you know, so that's not fun, you know, but overall, I don't hate it.
Well, I mean, you know, how different is it now than it was? I mean, you know, we got like Brown-Forman closing their cooperage, and, you know, some, you know, I guess you could say prominent today distilleries, you know, filing bankruptcy and going out of business, like you had, you know, dealt with. You know, it just seems like it's different this time. Anyway, it just everybody's a little bit more on edge.
Yeah. Yeah. And I think, you know, part of it was just a little bit of artificial bubble. If you start to trace it through and then like take the weird years out, it's really kind of on the same growth rate. And it was the 90s that the Book or No plant would shut down completely for months.
That's right. Yeah, that's right.
And yeah, right. And so, you know, and distilling used to be seasonal, right? It was too hot in the summer for fermentations when they didn't have temperature control. In some places, the distillers were the farmers, and so they distilled, and they're off their off seasons, right? And so the whole idea of like, continuous, like fully ramped up and stuff is, and you can't blame anybody, for wanting to get in on contract distilling or,
Right.
Why not? The more the merrier.
Right.
So we have a question from the chat. They're asking, what do you think about bluegrass at Elkwood Farms?
I don't know what that is.
So Bluegrass Distillery.
Yeah. Okay. I have not been there. I have a dear friend that he actually worked for me at the brief 5 months I was at Garrett County, and he was there, and I'm embarrassed I've not visited that property. Yeah.
Well, it's a magnificent place. I'll say that.
I hear that. Unfortunately, I'm in this. Is that Nancy?
I believe so. Yes.
Yeah.
So there you go.
Yep. Nancy.
Oh my gosh, Nancy, come see me. Oh my God.
And by the way, Nancy, we're going to be getting a hold of you anyway soon.
Yes.
On your list.
Yeah.
We need to bring her on and get her caught up to date, or we want to get caught up to date as far as.
Much love and admiration. She's one of my heroes. Yeah.
She's involved in other things. It's almost like a 6 degrees of Nancy Fraley. Honest to God, right?
Yeah.
Because we talked to Logan Buchanan.
Yep.
Work with Nancy, and we talked to other people too. It's almost like you could almost just trace your journey through the whiskey industry, and you can somehow attach Nancy to it, right? I think that's phenomenal.
Yeah, and there's like Nancy's one of these people for me, right? And we've never had the opportunity to spend like hours and hours together, right? And I have so much love and admiration for this person. She's so insanely talented that you just feel like, and from my side, like I've known her forever, right? You're just this, I see her, I tear up, we give each other, and like I'm actually waiting for an overdue package from Todd Leopold, and Todd's sending me something, and it's the same way with Todd. It's like there's never enough time, right? But there's just this love and admiration for one another's work, and it's just amazing. But Nancy's the gold standard.
That's the best way to put it for sure. So. We all want to be Nancy when we grow up.
Nancy, yeah.
So, all right. So, anyway, what do you think with the last one?
Man, the finish is, I'm still going. I mean,
it's a caramel, but it's caramel juice.
Yeah, it's delicious. Let's see what she say. Distilling is seasonal in the cognac and brandy world. Is an agricultural pursuit after all.
Yes.
I guess that'd be a fair statement, right, Lisa?
Yes, 100%. That's exactly what I was talking about, right? We just got to a place where, modern technology allowed people to start to, fermenting and distilling all year. So when I was distilling for Steve Beam, one of the stories he tells, this is so amazing. But the donut jug, right? I actually found one. But the donut jug for the yeast, his grandfather used to put it down in the well in the summer because no air conditioning or refrigeration for it, right? And so they stick it down in the well, and like all the kids knew that was the family livelihood, and they were not to touch that, right? And so you just think about the fact that there was not refrigeration. Now there is refrigeration, because even though Steve's just a couple of years older than I am, his grandparents, it was like the Mr. generation. I can't remember. There wasn't, they were in New Hope, and anyway, I'm going to get it wrong, but I think there was still not electricity, right? And so you think about it, it's like, what are you going to do with it? It's
Well, kind words back to you. It looks like look at that, right? One of my she says you're one of my heroes.
Yeah.
So much respect for you. That's the man. What accolades, right? Coming from somebody like her.
Oh, I'm crying.
Yeah, she says you're the gold standard too.
Yes, she does. So, but how awesome is that? That was quite unexpected, and Nancy, we will definitely be in touch with you here soon because we'd love to have you on the show.
Yeah, make sure I know what night that is. Yeah.
Everybody knows who she is, and we all want to be her when we grow up. So wow. So what an interview. It took some turns to where I love it. I think it got into who you are, Lisa, personally. So I think we end up being in for a little bit more special treat tonight than what we thought. We got to learn about Whiskey Thief, but we got to learn about your journey, and I know you're excited to where you're at, and we're excited for you.
I have such peace. I get up in the morning and it's like, I there's just a peace about all of it, and I have hit the ground running and crazy busy, and I am. It's a great fit. So unless I do something really, like Walter's like out, or I just see this being my last gig, Yeah.
And what a last gig it is, as far as like the pinnacle of everything that's led up to this, right? Because everything we do in life, right? It's all about connecting the dots, and whatever we did in life, you don't really regret it only because it got you to where you're at.
Oh, 100%. Dumb luck and divine intervention. Yeah.
Right.
No, exactly.
Well, and it's funny too, because when you look over history, and the people that were connected back in the 1800s, and early 1900s, the McBrairs, the Mary Dowling, and Desmond Dixon, and E.H. Taylor, and it's amazing how everything, just like you said, connected dots. Somebody somehow has been connected with one or the other. And you're kind of doing the same thing, you're following in those kind of footsteps. And it's just amazing. I mean, I'm a big history buff on things, and I geek out on that, on that kind of stuff.
What's awesome, and I just thought of this when Nancy said this. Obviously, she's going to reach out to you soon, Lisa. What'd be awesome? I would pay to see.
Yeah, Nancy and I are using this as our personal text message.
No, that's fine. And this is what I just thought about. I would love just to see you and Nancy just talk. Everybody else just shuts the hell up. And we, honest to God, and we just hear you guys talk. The amount of information that you guys would just spew out.
Well, Nancy, we can send you a link.
Yeah, I think that would be absolutely phenomenal.
Let's do it.
Let's come up with a time to where we get you two back on together, and we honestly will just sit back and you guys talk about all the whiskey you want. I'm a nerd for that kind of stuff. We all are nerds for that kind of stuff. So Jeff, you can do your thing, and we'll connect you guys two together, and we'll come back on the show before too long, and let's just have you guys just talk about whatever you want to talk about. We'll give you the whole show. I'm telling you that I would geek up over that kind of stuff.
Yeah. And are you going to be at any of the festivals coming up, like the Kentucky Bourbon Festival, Bourbon on the Ballz?
I live 3 blocks from this ground, so I know it's ridiculous.
Walk there.
Yeah, it's ridiculous. And we'll be there. We'll be at Bourbon Women. We've got a good presence at Bourbon Women, the symposium this year. And Bourbon Women is, it's just an amazing group. I had some kind of preconceived ideas from the first couple times I went, and then they asked me to speak. I'm like, oh my gosh, these women are freaking serious. Nancy was like the keynote, and and
there's another woman that obviously you're gonna talk about that we absolutely love.
Marlene Holmes.
Yes,
she's a great friend. I met her through another friend, and she's great. She's such a down to earth person. I mean, it's just and her history with Beam and now with Milam and Green and the Hall of Fame and the whiskey Master Distiller of the Year last year. I mean,
she's getting the accolades that are long overdue for her.
Yes, you're right.
What a great thing. And so look at that. So Nancy will be totally up on doing like that. And we'll do that. We will. We'll probably have to do it on a Tuesday.
I'm proud of you too, Nancy.
But we will get Jeff will get an email together, and we'll get all 3 of you guys together. We'll get all 3 of us an email, and we'll figure out to where you guys can come back, and we'll just give you the show. And honest to God, because we geek up on that stuff. I would rather learn and listen than anything else. I think what you guys have to say is so incredibly important to the whiskey world, and I do appreciate you coming on.
Yep.
Thank you.
And when we're down at the festivals, we'll all look out for you. I'm sure I'll be down to the distillery.
Yeah.
While we're down, we'll probably go while we're there. That was what we did last time.
Yeah, very good.
Yeah. We'll be at Bourbon on the Banks too. We'll be at there's a whiskey thief. There's a whiskey thief festival that I learned about that I don't know all the details in the fall. So stay tuned for that. And then
he's writing that down right now. We're gonna figure that out.
I got my book. I got to write it down. That Bourbon on the Banks is.
It's very intimate.
It's Kentucky Bourbon Festival's great. It's fantastic. Everybody's there, but everybody's there. That's the thing. Bourbon on the Banks, they limit the tickets to 2,000 people. It's a one-day event, and everything's so intimate. I mean, you're right there, right up close to everybody. And I mean, it's great. I love it.
It's fantastic.
We'll be there at both of them this year.
Awesome.
Lisa, well, I guess I would say take care, and we'll see you next time. But it sounds like there will be a next time. Jeff will work on that, and we'll have you back on very soon. And what a great, unexpected, awesome chat.
Yeah, and next time maybe Walter will be available, and we can have him on as well.
All right, very good.
So,
Yes, you know him. He's insanely entertaining. Yeah.
Yep, sure is.
Lisa, we'll have you on next time here soon. I appreciate you coming on.
Yeah. Thank you.
Thanks. Take care.
Come see me.
Will do.
All right. And that's freaking fantastic.
It was great.
You know what? I never know where these things go. You have no idea where these interviews go. You have no clue.
Yeah, I know.
But I'm telling you, what a unexpected surprise. The way this ended up being.
Yeah, I had heard when she got hired a couple weeks ago, and the whole story and how she said it was highly public firing, and I won't go into detail. You can read all that yourself. But with what she's been involved with and what she's been doing in her career, and end up at Whiskey Thief. It was like she said, it sounds like they're building the A-team down there.
Well, I mean, she pretty much name her own ticket.
True. Right.
So I would imagine, she's experienced everything that she wants to experience at this point is now, what do I want to really love to do? Well, not that she didn't love what she did before, but
right.
It's pure enjoyment to what she's doing now. And you can kind of see it in her expressions and all that kind of stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So, and plus, let's be fair too, is, for women in general to break through this industry,
right?
It's not an easy feat. So when we see people like Lisa, we see people like Marlene and Nancy and all them. I mean, and even Uncle Dearest.
Oh, Fawn Weaver.
Yeah, Fawn Weaver.
Yeah,
you see all these women, wonderful women. That break through it, and they do, and not only do they break through it, they do a magnificent job. They're not screwing around, and they put their blood, sweat, and tears into it.
Yeah, it's not Nancy Zycan. I can't remember what's her first name.
What's that?
Zycan. Jackie.
Oh yeah, you got Jackie, and then you got Mary and Eves, and you got some heavy hitters there.
Yeah, you do.
Not because they're women, because they're freaking great.
Right. Yeah.
So that being said,
well, we do have one. Let's get the giveaway first for the hashtag thief, because we do have a.
Well, we're gonna do this twice, so let's see what happens. We'll give you guys a minute to enter the hashtag thief to do the giveaway.
Yeah.
And then we got a probably another giveaway to do as well.
And we got the premium pours.
And then we have premium pours, and then we'll kind of go from there. But while we're doing that, real quick, I want to finish up what we were talking about earlier. Barrel pick.
Yes.
So we talked to Bill McBrayer over the weekend. We had dinner with him, and I think we're going to nail down. They were supposed to talk to Bardstown, but I think the more we think about it, I think we may do our because they're not a distillery. We know this,
right?
And I think the thing is that I think they're going to give us a bunch of samples, and we barrel pick it that way. Now I know that's not ideal because it's not in the convenience of.
Well, I mean that's how we blended the judge. I mean we had 46 barrels that we sampled, and we come up with 15 barrels to make the blend.
Correct. So I think what we're going to do, I think we're going to get with Brad from Revival Spirits,
right?
And I think we're going to do our barrel pick there, our very first one, and we're going to do it. Of course, everybody knows on this channel our dedication to Bill McBrayer.
Yeah.
And, we obviously have to make our inaugural barrel pick with them.
Yeah.
So I'm hoping to hear back from Bill maybe sometime this week or next week. I think we're close to announcing a date.
Yep.
And then obviously we release to our Patreons. We'll see how many people we can go. The more the merrier in my mind. Yeah.
I mean, you don't want to get too many people because then you get too many opinions.
I would say 6 to 8.
6 to 8 is usually the average. But I think if I remember right, Bill was talking getting 10 different barrels. Samples from 10 barrels.
Which, by the way, we got to tell them what we're going after too. We're not going after the judge because a lot of you guys already have the judge in your possession. We are actually going to do a barrel pick, I believe, of the Cedar Brook, which I personally love, which is the single barrel. That's fantastic. Yeah, actually, that was my pour earlier.
Yeah.
So
it is fantastic,
and they're ready to do another run of it anyway. So it's actually good timing.
Right.
So hopefully in the next 2 weeks, hopefully we can nail down a date and we can officially announce that our first barrel pick will be with Vic Breyer of the Cedar Brook and probably at Brad's place, which is the Revival Spirits.
Right. Yeah. There's a place upstairs. I think you can go and it's like a meeting area, which we've also talked about doing our meetup, setting up a meetup there as well. Kind of like what Cask 529 has been doing with New Riff. Not to step on their toes, but I mean, they come to ours as like we go to theirs kind of thing.
Yeah, no, exactly.
Yeah. And doing one at Revival. So, and
then the next thing coming up, August 16th, Jeff.
August 16th, yes. We had a date of July 28th to go down to Larrikin. If you remember watching our show a month or so ago, Greg had invited us down to do a tasting and cigar blending event, and he offered to, we could do our live stream down there, and any of our viewers want to show up and come down, that they're more than welcome. So, but something's come up and we can't do the 28th now. So
it's funny. Hold on. You know what's funny about all that, guys? Here, go ahead. I mean, I don't mind telling people.
We sat here and we figured out, okay, I said to him, I said, Charlie, I need a date. We need to figure this out. We got people that want to fly in from out of town. We want to be able to get this set up. He was on me about when we're going to do this, when we're going to do this. So I'm like, all right, dude, fine. Here's the dates I'm looking at. And he sends me a text that says the best date for me is July 28th. So fantastic.
I think I meant to say the best date not to do was July 28th.
Well, that's not what you texted.
I understand.
So I reached out to Greg. We talked.
Confirmed
he said 28th is great. I come back to Charlie. I said, man, we're all cooked. We're all set up for the 28th of July. Let's let everybody know. And he went, dude, I'm going to be in Indianapolis for that weekend. I can't be there.
And it's
like, what the?
And I bought concert tickets for something that happened 6 months ago. So I've known about this. Yeah. So who the hell knows? But anyway, so that being said, August 16th
is when we're looking at now. I'm still waiting on Greg to confirm that.
But I think we're good.
But I think we're good for the 16th of August. And we'll let you know for sure moving forward. Once we get it all confirmed, to get it all shored up, that's what we're going to do. And like I said, I don't believe there's going to be any kind of a fee for this. I think he's offering it up because he's a great guy. I don't know.
No, I get it.
I know. But there might be a nominal fee. I'm going to leave that to him.
So
we're not going to charge you.
So yes, Nancy, we're looking at a cigar blend at Larrikin, correct?
Yes. Cigar blending with Larrikin bourbon. It's going to be Larrikin cigars with Larrikin bourbon.
Correct. That'll be an interesting thing.
He said we may even go out with a drill up in the Rick House and maybe tap a few while we're there.
I like to tap a few. Anyways, that being said, let's see. What did Nancy say? Got to get back to my stuff on the stove. Making British cottage pie this evening. What is that?
Interesting.
Man, oh my goodness.
James Morgan. That's our London friend, isn't it?
Oh, James Morgan on?
Yes, he is right there.
Oh. Yes. I have no idea what time it is
like
and wherever you're at. I think it's 3 a.m. where you're at. So cheers everybody who has gone on, who came on during the
Mr. Long,
interview.
Welcome.
Yes, Gandhi.
Hashtag
thief.
Hashtag thief for the 4-pack. It's the 3 samples here of there are 2 different bourbons and 1 rye, and then we threw in this Redwood Empire Devil's Tower as the 4th for the hashtag thief.
All right, let's roll this. Let's get this out of the way because I want to do the premium thing too. We're gonna do a foodie race.
A foodie?
Yeah, a foodie race. Here we go. We're gonna run it. Oop.
Somebody just got in.
Last one just got in. Why is that black?
I don't know.
Hold on.
David Tank, are you sharing the wrong screen?
Oh, am I?
Mm-hmm.
No, I'm not.
There it is.
See, Just in case, that's awesome. We got to send him stuff anyways.
Yeah, we do. We got a box already ready for
You
you.
wanna write that down.
Oh yeah, I better do that, huh?
You know what's funny is we did a what did we do the other day with Tammy Adams? Remember that what we did? We did a giveaway. We didn't even announce what bottles we were giving away. We just said that she won.
Yeah.
Like, forget idiots.
So this is David Tanko. All right.
Yes.
So that way we don't send it to David B.
Correct.
Like we did before.
Yeah, make sure you write Tanko. So you know what? In honor of Tammy, only she will get this, but I like the word anyway. We are going to do for the second drawing of the same set, right?
Yes, same exact set.
We're going to do hashtag.
Now the first one got the T-shirt. So David Tanko, you'll be getting.
Oh,
a
yes,
T-shirt.
you get the T-shirt.
But the second one,
Hopefully you can wear large.
Yeah, we only got one T-shirt. So
Yeah. Hashtag puppy. And Miss Adams, you'll know what we mean.
Yep.
So anyhow, hashtag puppy. The word puppy.
Yes. And again, we do have the premium pours tonight. Minimum $5 super chat. We'll get you a sample of Old Stubborn, Old Swagger, New Riff, Decade 10-year rye, and New Riff 10-year bourbon for the super chat. So also I want to remind everybody next Thursday.
Oh yeah.
We have Copperworks will be here. Jeff, I can't remember his last name off the top of my head, but he will be here for that show. And then the following week is Silver Belly.
Oh yeah.
With Maddie Smith, who is
Maddie Jackson.
Her married name's Maddie Smith.
We're gonna call
We'll
her Maddie Jackson.
Alan
I'm gonna call her
Jackson's
Miss
daughter.
Jackson.
Yeah, Miss
You know what?
Jackson.
I'm gonna say, sorry, Miss Jackson.
Yeah.
I wonder if she'd think that would be funny. Well, we don't really know her enough to do
Don't
that.
know well enough yet.
Who
but
she is the daughter of?
daughter of Alan Jackson,
Correct.
the country music legend. If anybody knows country
And
music.
there's a 50-50 shot.
50-50 shot, depending on health and how he feels and how things are going, whether or not he will be here. But I'm not going to
I know.
count on it. I'm not going to say, yes, he's here. We'll see what happens.
How badass would that be?
That would be flipping awesome.
Yes.
It would be. But we'll also have Robbie Goldsmith, who is he's the owner of Silver Belly Whiskey.
Okay.
If you don't know what Silver Belly is, it's Alan Jackson's hat. That's what he called his hat, Silver Belly.
I didn't know that.
Yeah. The cowboy
What do you call your hat?
Mine is a Boston Scully.
You're looking awfully yellow tonight.
Yeah, I am, Mary. This is a majestic rose.
Do you seriously, when you left the house today, I got a yellow shirt and therefore I got a yellow cap?
I didn't.
It looks like that you did.
Like I coordinated.
It looks like you're high maintenance.
I'm coordinated.
How many of those do you have?
Oh gosh, I got 30 to 40
Of those hats?
of these kind of hats. I got
Where you going?
fedoras. I've got ball caps.
Do they come in different sizes? Because the one I have is like it doesn't fit my head. I got a big head.
Yeah, they do. You got to size them. They have the kind you can buy, and you can got the little snaps like a ball cap in the back, so you can fit it. But most of these, they all come fitted.
Oh, interesting.
So
Dave said, "Oh, he loves Silver Belly birthday whiskey."
I haven't had it. We haven't had any Silver Belly. Silver Belly was
Jason Parker. That's what his name is from Copperworks.
No, that's not who I got.
Oh,
I got
which, by the way, CA Scotty, hats off to you. You are the reason why we're having Copperworks on. You suggested it. So if anybody in chat, Jeff loves doing this stuff. If anybody in chat would like certain distillers on our show, Jeff will hunt them down and bug them to the point where they have no other choice but to come on.
Jeff Knopf. That's who I have.
Okay. So, but no, thank you, CA Scotty. You're the one that suggested Copperworks. So we're going to have them on next week.
Yep.
But anybody else have any other suggestion?
Yeah, I've written down many that you guys have recommended, and I am pursuing them. We've got coming up we're already. I'm booking into September. Let's just
Tracy,
put it that
I
way.
am not high maintenance.
We're booking into.
I may come
September.
across that way. Where are we? How far are we in?
We're
We're into September now.
We're into September.
Yes, because the last 2 weeks in August,
Yep.
ain't gonna lie, we're taking those last 2 weeks off.
Yeah,
we need to
do it once a year. We take a break right before the football season starts ramping up,
correct,
and because that's really when things really get busy.
Because we do a lot of drawings.
Yeah,
that's when Patreon really kicks in the high gear.
That's when we dedicate our time to the balls portion
Correct.
of Bourbon and Ballz.
Yeah. So if anybody wonders, why you guys call each other balls, well, there's different reasons probably, but no, that's the reason.
Yeah.
But
yeah, we're booking into September. I've got let's see, we've got
I gotta do this because this is fantastic. I'm sorry.
Let's see, we got Name Brand Distilling. That's in July. We've got
he'll be in studio maybe.
He will be in studio. We also have Indian Creek Distilling, New Richmond Distilling.
These are local people.
These are all local Ohio. Working with Hainer and Hamer. Hamer's in Indiana. Geez.
This is fantastic news.
Yeah, I've got a list here, and I've got a line on Mary Dowling. So that'll Bill's helping me with that. Bill McBrayer. Doug McLaughlin from M&O Spirits up in Ashland, Ohio. We're working on some dates for that as well. That's probably going to be a mid-July, late August or something.
There we go. Preston Van Winkle. Why don't you lock that up there, buddy?
Is he the grandson of Julian?
Probably. You know what? We probably get Julian on though.
Well, I also want to throw this out there too. I mean, everybody knows we talk about these festivals. Bourbon on the Banks, we like I said, we love that festival. We're going to be doing a live stream from Bourbon on the Banks with the Big Bourbon Club, and we're going to have a lineup of people.
Hold on, what are we doing?
We're going to do a live stream from Bourbon on the Banks with the Big Bourbon Club. And we're going to have a lineup of people we're going to be talking to that I don't want to get into yet, but you will not want to miss.
I don't even know.
I don't know.
You didn't tell me.
Well, I told you we're going to do a show there, but we're going to have a lineup of things it'll be nice. You'll like it. It's still too new to
we have non-single malt people there.
Yeah.
I'm not trying to discriminate.
I think so.
Let me just say this is the perfect bourbon.
Which one is that?
I poured the old Swagger while you were wanting.
Oh, you son of a mother!
Dude, this is fantastic. You guys doing super chats? I'm telling you, whoever wins this thing, this is to me is structured into like almost like the perfect bourbon.
You know,
you didn't know Stubborn. I did old Swagger.
Oh shit! I thought
you can do what you want.
Yeah. You know what was cool though? Last week we had Ed on, and it had just started getting public about this old Stubborn, old Swagger.
I mean, they sold out quick.
And they sold out within 20 minutes, I think.
Yeah, it was crazy.
It was Revival. It was Seal Box. It was Uncorked. It was all the liquor stores that he had given.
They're all gone, basically.
They're all gone.
They Revival might have a couple left. I'm not sure.
Yeah.
They had a second batch or some leftovers of Old Swagger,
right?
Which to me, Old Swagger, I think is the best 100 proof I've ever had.
Yeah, but sorry, getting back to the festival, Bourbon on the Banks, I found out today that they have less than 100 tickets available for that event, and like I said, there's only 2,000 tickets, and we got a 10% discount code if you want.
Oh yeah, what is it?
It's Ballz, BALLZ.
I thought it was BAB.
No, it's Ballz, BALLZ.
B balls or balls?
No, just balls.
Balls?
Balls.
That's it?
That's it.
No balls 10?
No. Oh, yeah. Oh, shit. Yeah, you're right.
I swear.
Balls 10.
It's balls 10. BALLZ 10?
Yeah. Balls with a Z. 10.
Are you sure?
Yes.
10% off.
Yes.
See, Let's Service Crew says Amanda Bryant.
Yes. That's what we just talked about today.
What are you talking about?
She is with the Moonshiners and Master Distillers show on Discovery.
You're right.
So we're working.
That is so funny you mentioned that. From this Discovery Channel.
Yeah.
Yeah, he
Yeah.
talks with her. I think we're gonna lock her up here soon.
Yep. Working on it.
She might be somebody we come in on a Tuesday.
Possibly. Whenever she's available is one of them things.
Correct.
Yeah.
It's funny you say that.
Yeah.
That's so awesome you say that. We're actually we already talked about it. That's awesome. Yes, I assume you were not behind the mic since yes, they're all bringing single malts.
Yeah. For the you talking about Copperworks?
Probably.
Yeah, they are all single malts. It might
Wait a
be
minute, I thought I was getting some bourbon out of it.
Copperworks.
It says whiskey on it.
Well, American single malt whiskeys.
Ugh. I have a sample of silver belly that I haven't tried because I've been sick and my palate's. Yeah. Well, Mr. Mom, when you do, let me know what you think. Elijah Craig says Iron Root Republic.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah, what?
I've heard of them. I have not talked to them, but I will.
Elijah
Iron
Craig would like
Root.
for you to get a hold of them, please.
They are. Is that the one that's in Texas?
I'm not sure. Week of Charlie and a week off of Charlie and Jeff would be good. Yeah, you're gonna get 2 weeks off of Charlie and Jeff, and then
Still Austin. Yeah, I've got that on there.
and then August 7th.
August 7th, I will be out because it's my wedding anniversary.
Yeah, so I may be going solo, or I may ask Beth or Scott to come on.
Scott.
I don't know who Scott is. I have no clue.
William, Bob, Bill, Boo. You know
Who the
what?
hell's Scott?
Yeah, I have no idea.
I don't know Scott. Bob.
Bob.
Beth or Bob?
Beth or Bob. There's two B's.
Good God.
What we have for Copperworks next week is this is an American single malt. This is a Pete Smith. I know you ain't gonna like that.
Hey, Still Austin. Can you get Still Austin on?
I'm working on it. American single malt whiskey number 47, 497. There's a Farm Smith.
If you invite NDP's River Roots, I would love to have River
I would
Roots on.
love. I've got. If
Jeff's got a long list.
what's that say?
It says River
It says
Roots.
River Roots. Got them on my list.
Oh, Glenn's Creek.
They-
Why don't we have them on?
That's a good question. We went there. We
OCD,
talked to
the
them,
whole
OCD, and they offered to come on the show. We just have not gotten.
You know
they,
who I want?
they
You know
had
who
the
I want on?
flood, and then they just
I know.
they got hit again.
I
See that?
would love to have the old man on.
Oh yeah.
Oh my
Yeah.
God, he was great.
And
Mr. Mom, I'm telling you right now, this will never happen.
What's that?
We're never gonna have Jeff or Creed on. I promise you, we will never have them on. I'm just being honest with you. We're never gonna have. Yeah, we're never gonna have on.
You're gonna have somebody from Fresh, maybe. You did win an award. Where is your award?
Oh damn it!
Where is your trophy?
It's upstairs.
He was won the Fresh Ambassador of the Year
I need to go
award.
get it, don't I?
You do.
All right. It's a great shot. I think I'll pass on the balls. You're right. I would pass on the balls too. Cast 529, is this your Discord, by the way? If it is, that's awesome. So for those who are maybe new this time, because we have a few more viewers than normal, Cast 529. We kind of just blended our information onto. They've been very gracious to let us use their Discord, only because we don't want to spread ourselves too thin.
Yeah.
So yeah, and we appreciate them. We love them to death. So there's some channels in there, and do not forget, for those who have not joined our Patreon, they will win a Cast 529 barrel pick of the Wilderness Trail. The poker tournament starts this Monday. You have to be a paid patron.
Right.
If you're interested, join our paid Patreon at Bourbon and Ballz. What is it? 24.
Balls 24. Yeah.
Yeah, you'll see our emblem.
Yeah. You don't have to be on a $20 tier. I mean, a $5 tier will get you into the game.
Yeah, it's good. It's gonna be fun. I can't wait.
Yeah. I mean,
I love me some poker.
We'll see how it goes. I mean,
It could be a crap show, but we'll see.
Yeah. I mean, usually we're pretty good for that.
Man, we got a lot of comments in this. Everybody like Iron Root.
Yeah. I think they're the ones that are out of Texas.
Yeah, that's what Keith said.
Yeah. Okay.
And that's what Mr. Mom said.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Maggie Kimbrell did a really
A
good
week of no interview, just talking bourbon. Yeah. Oh, August 7th, I'll be doing it. 'Cause I told Jeff not to schedule any
trivia
interviews.
night.
We may do trivia night. We may just talk bourbon.
Yes, that'd be fine too.
Because you know what? We're only a few weeks away from football at this point. We'll
Right.
talk some football.
Um,
Stranahan's. I don't know.
Straight is, I got, yeah, that's a Colorado whiskey. Stan, you,
Colorado whiskey, aren't they single malts?
they
though?
are. But Stan Sabic, if you're still on here, if you know anything about them, I've got a bottle of it at the house, but I have not cracked it.
Artfully Bourbon says, have you guys had Kyler Merkin from Oh, shit.
Yeah, I'm working on Holiday as well.
Are you?
Yes. Yep.
I would love to have Ben Holiday on.
Part of the problem is I've got so many people with so many feelers out there, and they're starting to, if they come back, that's why
It's like throwing mud at the wall.
yeah, and everybody's got, their different calendars and trying to get everything organized, and then we got all the festivals coming up in September and October. I mean, it's starting to get crazy.
Brad, we are going to have on for sure.
Brad.
Clayton, correct. Middle West Spirits.
Yeah, we've talked to them too.
Yeah, I love their pumpernickel.
Who you talking about, Brad?
Brad.
You said Brad, yeah.
Oh, Brad from Revival.
Oh, yeah. Yep.
We may have to start doubling up on lives. I don't know how much bourbon and balls you guys can take in 1 week.
Yeah.
I know how much I can take in 1 week, but we'll be willing to open up our lives to Tuesdays.
Mm-hmm.
But also, I mean, I'll be honest with you. I enjoy Brian and Shauna's Google Meets on Tuesdays. So I'll get with Brian and Shauna. Maybe we can collaborate. Because I don't want to go up against. I don't want to do something simultaneously. Because quite honestly, I enjoy their Google Meets.
Yeah. Well, I mean, we were doing like a study session on Tuesdays before their trivia.
Yeah, every now and then.
So, Whiskey Shaman, cheers to you.
I guarantee you, fire and flask bourbon is worse than fresh. Sweet Lisa, you are on. We need to find it. Right there.
Fire and flask.
Let's see if we can find that, because I'm telling you, I doubt it. Tanko, you're correct. Whiskey Sippers with you're on, as is 1 year live of lots of giveaways. Oh, here it is. Thank you, Rye Guy. Rye Guy can always be counted on. That is our Patreon. Thank you very much. Bourbon and Ballz 24 on here.
And we've got a little special pour tonight. A little bit.
Oh, is it from Stan?
No, not yet. We're not there yet. Stan is not even on still, I don't think.
When we'll do on Google Meets for Stan?
Huh?
I don't know. Carry on.
Okay. Thanks to Penelope.
Oh my God, he's flexing.
I'm not flexing. We received this today. This is the
Stan's on, by the way.
Is he?
Yes.
Can anybody see this? This is the new Penelope Chapter 1 cigar, American whiskey at 101 proof. I picked this up at the FedEx place half hour before I got here this evening, and I'm going to crack it.
You are going to crack it,
and we'll do an official review. Nice. Put together a video and do a little review.
Gandy's also correct. Belle of Dayton.
Belle of Dayton, yes. I'm talking to them too.
Jeff talks to a lot of people. Notice, and everything you guys are mentioning in chat, nowhere is Charlie involved in any of these conversations. By design.
Yeah, you're right.
Well, you don't want me talking to these people. They'll never call me back.
You'll schedule a date and go, oh shit, I'm in Indianapolis that week. I'm not gonna let you live that shit down.
All right. One shot penalty. No, I'm gonna get my trophy.
Oh man.
Have you tried a good Irish yet? No, I have not.
Mr. Richie J, I am working on a list of Irish whiskeys that we're going to do different segments on. Kind of like what I was doing with the American single malt and getting some of them in here. I'm working with the Spots. I'm working with Writer's Tears, Jameson, Redbreast, which I know you don't like Redbreast. Bob would love to have Redbreast.
Oh, yeah. I got Bob my whole bottle.
And I've got Powers and one other one. I can't think off the top of my head what that is.
So Mr. Mom saying there's nice distillery in Oklahoma, Wanderfolk. They make same old Moses. I'm fond of that. Really?
Wanderfolk.
You got that?
I do now.
I think Jeff is now booked till December.
Quite possibly.
Oh, real quick. Prideful Goat. Yes, that too. Dancing Goat too. we're giving him all kinds of shit.
Dancing goat. What the hell's dancing goat?
Wisconsin, apparently.
Huh.
No, real quick. I lost my train of thought.
I don't believe that.
What was I gonna say?
Just to give you an idea of who I'm talking to and trying to get, so you know, I'm talking to Doug McLaughlin of M&O Spirits, Frey Ranch, King County Distilling out of New York, Mary Dowling, let's see, High Bank, Holiday, Still Austin, Ugly Dog Distilling out of Michigan, Casey Jones, let's see, Logan Buchanan. We're going to have him back on because he's got some things coming up.
Oh, we have to have back on in August.
Yep, we will. Crittenden Distilling, Neely Family Distilling, Jackie Zycan.
Which, by the way, Mr. Richie J, you'll be proud to know, I landed me 2 bottles of the cigar cut today.
Of Crittenden.
Yeah.
Yeah, that is good.
Like,
stuff.
suck on that. I'm just saying. I'm very proud of myself. Someone reached out to me today and asked me if,
Yep. Like I said, Amanda Bryant from Moonshiners and Master Distillers on the Discovery Channel. Let's see. Jackson Purchase. They're a contract distiller down in Tennessee. K. Luke. We got samples for K. Luke. We're trying to figure out a date on when we can get them on.
Hashtag puppy, by the way. We're going to run it right now.
Mm-hmm.
Hashtag puppy. If you're not in already, this is the second giveaway of the Whiskey Thief, and then we're going to do the foodie race. I'm feeling generous tonight. Here's what we're doing.
Oh, okay.
Anybody does super chat, the winner they can exchange one. We didn't reach our goal, but we reached our goal in other ways. But if they want to switch out one pour to anything on the back shelf, they're allowed to.
Okay. So right now they're getting Old Swagger.
Yep.
Old Stubborn.
Yes.
The new riff, high note, 10-year bourbon and rye.
Correct. And they can switch out one of those to anything on the back wall.
And they can switch out another Old Stubborn. Or
they can double up if they want.
Right.
Correct. Anyway, right now we're going to do hashtag puppy in honor of Tammy.
Leaper's Fork. Yes, Rick. I've got them on my list as well. Leah. Hey, welcome, Leah. Hi, all. Cheers.
Oh, nice. All right, here we go. Hashtag puppies. Here we roll. And the winner is... You got to be shitting me.
Oh.
You got to be shitting me.
Tango again?
Yeah.
Holy shit.
I swear to God, I did not fix this.
David Tanko again.
I think,
now, is he here?
I think Dave's correct. I think this is rigged.
No,
like, even I'm saying it's rigged. He had a... How...
Are you? Yeah, no shit.
No shit, dude. You won.
Both of them.
That is amazing. I've never seen that done before.
Nope.
What are the odds?
So you get 2 sets of the Whiskey Thief and the Redwood Empire.
Holy crap.
Unless you want to give it to somebody else. That's up to you.
Anyways, good God. Congratulations.
Congrats,
Tanko.
David Tanko.
It's a different hashtag, so
Yeah, he's got the Patreon winnings of the 12 samples from our bourbon.
He's gonna get a nice little package.
He sure is.
So Jeff, why don't you talk about some things when I set up the foodie race?
Okay. Let's see. Somebody else mentioned another distiller up there. I can't remember what it was now.
Well,
but yeah, K. Luke, Short Barrel. I mentioned King County. And right here's my Irish whiskey segments that we were talking about.
You know what, Gandy, real quick. I know that we're going off topic, but in one of my jobs that I do, I'm in the real estate, and I met somebody named Gandhi. Swear to God, it was the weirdest.
What are the odds of that?
I know, right? Their name was freaking Gandhi. I was like, what the fudge?
Let's see. So, yeah, that's all. We're booked. Like I said, we're into September, middle of September, which is fantastic. And like I said, some of these, and not to say that any of these are any higher than anybody else, but some of the higher end that specifically can't do a Thursday night will find a Tuesday or whatever night they can.
Correct.
And hope that we don't step on anybody else's toes that's got a show that night.
It's not intentional.
It won't be an intentional. No, we don't do that.
It's just we're getting so far backed up with interviews. We want to get these. You know, a lot of times, if you don't get these interviews in right away, it kind of loses its momentum.
Right. I mean, it's kind of like Ed Bly last week. That was on the cusp of the release of Old Stubborn and Old Swagger. A couple weeks before that was Marlene Holmes with the release of their new The Answer, the Kentucky and Texas test that they did.
Which, by the way, I'm supposed to get the answer today. I know a lip service crew, I think, got theirs. And I saw it in Discord. I'm supposed to get mine, but you have to be there to sign it, which is freaking stupid.
Yep.
So I had to reroute it to the UPS store now.
Wow. Oh, and before I forget, Marlene will be in town next month or end of next month. And we're planning on doing a dinner. And we need to get Beth.
Why is it? I just
found out about this today too.
I mean, why are you telling me this online?
I just found out about today too. Sorry.
But you knew about this for hours.
I know. I just remembered. We need to get hold of Beth.
One of these days, I swear to God. You better make sure I'm available.
Well, if you can't make it, you can't make it. Man, I tell you, the nose on this cigar is.
Did you give me a pour?
Yeah, it's right here.
All right, let me get these names up here.
Wow.
And you do not have to be present for this, of course.
No. Let's see. I think I've mentioned everybody that I'm talking to right now, and then whatever anybody else comes up, the fire and flask. I gotta find out what that is. If that's worse than fresh, whew. And you haven't said anything that deserves a shot of fresh tonight.
I don't think so. I think I'm foolproof now.
I don't know about that, but let's see.
Let me double check this thing.
And how great was Lisa tonight? I mean,
that was unexpectedly fantastic.
Yeah. Man, I don't have anything else to talk about.
That can't be right.
I know it can't be. It's like when we were starting the show. I mean, are we muted? Appreciate everybody doing the super chats tonight. Appreciate all that. Appreciate everybody showing up tonight too, hanging out with us.
I know, right? All right, I think we're rolling. We have Gary McDonald. I'm gonna highlight real quick. Gary McDonald, Patrick Lildu, Dave Volgasing, and these are $5 increments. Wilmington Piper, Silly Yorkie, Crappy Cat, Dave Tanko.
Oh God.
I know, right? Walker Hines with a whopping $50. That's awesome.
Nice.
Thank you, buddy.
Thank you.
Thanks for doing that. Rick Moreland, C.A. Scotty, thank you as usual. Gandy, Keith, Tammy,
Keith Dyson.
Stan, Husky. Oh, nope. And Husky. There we go. All right. That being said, I think I have.
Guy? No, okay.
No, that's the thing.
Okay.
All right. Let's do that. And hold on.
You save your list?
Give me 1 second. Yeah, save my list.
Okay.
Where's the sandwiches at?
The food?
Like, yeah, people like the foodie one. I like the foodie one. Names, edit.
All right.
There
cool.
we go.
Who's it going to be? Old Stubborn, Old Swagger, and New Riff?
I'm telling you, this Old Stubborn, I ain't gonna lie. This is the best thing. I mean, seriously, I can't wait for you guys to try this.
How dark that is. You can't even see through the glass.
Oh, that's the Old Stubborn.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. $1.99, Keith.
All right. Did you want to give us a number again? You want to go with 9 again?
Let's go with 9.
Okay, hold on here.
Isn't that Tammy's lucky number?
I think it is. Here we go. Here. Shuffle characters. 1, 2,
Are you
3,
sharing?
4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Let me make sure I'm sharing the screen. I am.
Okay.
Let's turn off the sound because I hate this freaking music. Let's start. Here we go.
All right. Man, who shot out there?
I don't know.
Gandy shot out there in that cherry pie.
I can't believe Tanko won again. That's awesome. I mean, what are the odds? Honest to God.
Let's see. How is that possible? Guess those sexual favors. Yeah.
Well, you know what, Tanko? You got to do what you got to do, my friend.
Yeah. Hazmat Compton, welcome.
Yes,
Good to see you
Tor.
here.
Hazmat. Hazmat is one of our latest. Again, 8 p.m. on Monday. I will put it in the our Patreon, probably the Discord. There's a B&B poker Discord.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
I'll put it in that.
Did you share a milkshake? No, they actually shared a. Was it a waffle a la mode?
Who?
You and Brian over at Bourbon's kitchen when we had dinner.
Oh yeah, I had me a nice burger.
Yeah, well, I'm talking about the dessert you and Brian shared.
Oh yeah, that wasn't. Yeah, I'm sorry you got jealous there, buddy.
Yeah.
All right, we got 10 seconds left. Here we go.
Hey,
We
Brian.
got Dave V, which is not good in the lead. We know how that goes. Wilmington Piper is Piper. Here we go. Wilmington Piper.
Nice.
He wins. Congratulations.
He wins the premium pour.
I'm telling you, he's gonna freaking love it.
Now you have that choice if you want.
Yes, Wilmington Piper. You won, so you have a choice. What are the 4 one right now?
What we have are Old Stubborn, Old Swagger, and the New Riff 10-year rye and 10-year bourbon.
Yes, if you would like to pull one of those, you can pull it and then tell us what you would like on the back from the back wall. Honestly.
Let's see.
I want to thank everybody for their suggestions tonight.
Yeah.
Jeff wrote them all down for the most part.
And I'll go back and make sure I didn't miss any.
Tanko, dude, if you would have won this race, there would have been hell to pay. I ain't kidding. There would have been a mutiny. There would have been a boycott on Bourbon and Ballz. Tanko would have been muted.
Yeah,
He'd have been kicked out of chat.
Banned, yeah.
He'd been, all the wrenches would have been after you. So yes, Tanko, yes, I agree with you. I'm glad you didn't win. No,
Wilmington says we'll take it as
okay,
is.
all right, we'll take it as it is. We'll send it that way. My God,
you will not be disappointed.
yeah, no kidding. All right, guys, I appreciate you guys coming on. You never know what these streams are all about. You don't.
Yeah.
You just don't know.
Yeah.
It's been a fantastic stream. It turned into another stream because we're not going to have Nancy and
Fraley.
Lisa on. And Jeff will work on that.
That'll be wild.
That'll probably be on a Tuesday.
It will probably be. It depends on their schedule. I mean, we got 2 higher power people. Women.
Oh, you know what? They kind of dictate what they want to do. They tell us a day. We'll do.
That's
it.
right. Their schedules are going to dictate what we do. So.
Correct. No, you're right. If they tell us Monday night, we'll do Monday night.
Yeah. And like I said, we're not intending to step on anybody's toes if it happens. You know, if it's on a Wednesday night, sorry, Cast 529, you're going to have to move trivia to Tuesday. I don't know.
No, whatever. That's the one night we're going to tell them, all right, guys, I know you guys are whatever. You guys can't do Wednesdays. I'm just saying that I'll put my foot down on that.
Okay.
I'm gonna lie. But anyways, that being said, guys, we're running up on 2 hours, and we tried not to go past 2 hours. But man,
It's a great show tonight.
it was a wonderful show. Unexpected And these are the type of streams I like, where they're unexpected. Even through chat, you guys gave Jeff a bunch of ideas to get distillers on, and we'll get them on when we can. But you guys, at the end of the day, this is your show, and we appreciate you guys coming on.
Yep, absolutely.
Yeah, see? Told you. You know what, Brian? I'm with you, buddy. You'd be the only one on that freaking. You know what? If you had it on Wednesday, I'm telling you, I swear to God, this would happen. I wouldn't even be on the stream, and I'd be watching Jeff.
So you,
or not Jeff, Brian.
So you would diss Nancy Fraley and Lisa Wicker for.
How about we not have that choice? Yeah,
I agree. I will not do that.
Because Brian, to me, is the Nancy Fraley of YouTube.
Oh, wow.
Hey, like them apples.
Damn.
I love Brian.
Whoa.
He's my buddy. I'm not going to interfere with him. I just want to rub that bald head of his.
Got a little bromance going on.
Yes, I love that bald head of his. And freaking, he ain't going.
Shauna, you out there watching this?
All right, people, we are going to log off, but man,
Yeah.
you guys have been fantastic. What a great show tonight. You just never know what happens, but until next time, I am Charlie.
And I'm Jeff.
All right, people, we'll see you guys next time.
Cheers.
All right.